Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with another Worth a Purchase where I play a game to tell you if I would buy it myself. Today I'm taking a look at Atelier Resleriana on Nintendo Switch, also available on PC and PlayStation 5. It's releasing digitally today, I think. But this is Physical Paradise and I only care about physical media, and Atelier Resleriana does have a physical release, but it is quite complicated, especially if you are a Nintendo Switch owner. So pay attention to later in the video where I will give you all the important details if you want it physically, but links are down below in the description to find it if you just can't wait. So firstly, there are two Atelier Resleriana games. The first was a gacha game on mobile. This is not that. This is a proper Atelier game that you console players will be used to. In fact, I'll just spit it out right now. It is a bit of a regression for the series. It's going backwards. Atelier Yumiya and Ryza 3 were quite ambitious games in the franchise, trying to evolve, be bigger, be better. They came out good, but slightly mixed in terms of people enjoying where the franchise was going. Atelier Resleriana is reeling it in a little bit. This will make older fans of the franchise feel a lot more warm and cozy. It's less ambitious, but I think it might be all the better for it, depending on what you want. Now there is no open world. You are back to segmented areas with loading screens, which makes the visuals, especially here on the Switch, much less fuzzy. The battle system is back to being turn-based, and I think it is a good choice. It's not my favorite turn-based battle system ever, since it operates on a front line and back line kind of thing, linking up with people behind you to do a double attack and then switching places with one another. Once you get more characters, it gets better, but early on it's not super interesting when you're just switching between the two main protagonists over and again. I do like it more than the hyperactive real-time battle system of Yumiya though, that is for sure. The alchemy system, I really do like. It's not super complicated, but there's a good amount of depth and options here. The idea is simple. You choose the ingredients you need, but each ingredient has their own perk or ability, which can then be passed down the line, and you need to have color matching neighbors in order to awaken these abilities. There is minor frustration when you just don't have the right color combo you actually want, but there are endless amounts of ingredients and potential combos that there's always something you can do. You can feel your skills getting better, and I like the morphing system, which will allow you to create evolved items and weapons, and I really like that progress. I don't know how hardcore fans of the series will react to this one, but for me, it is far more memorable and enjoyable to use than many other entries in the franchise. There is a lot going on here, right? The story involves a destroyed town which the two main protagonists are originally from. You are back to help rebuild it and also discover what really happened all those years ago. Despite the name, the actual alchemist in this game is not called Resleriana. She is in fact called Rias. I'm not 100% sure on the reasoning, but it is thought that Resleriana is a portmanteau of 4 characters from the mobile game together into one. And that's come over to this game because perhaps it's planned as a sub-series from Koei, but it's kind of a celebration of the franchise, an Avengers Assemble sort of thing. You have 6 main party members, however only 2 of them, the 2 main protagonists, are actually new to the series. The others will be familiar faces to fans of the franchise's history, and you will bump into all the big hitters along the way. You can see the gacha style system of the mobile game seeping into this one, just without the horrible monetization. It's got the essence of everyone is here. And maybe future Resleriana games will continue this way, putting loads of old characters into new scenarios. It's a good way to keep bringing them back. That is just a guess though. And maybe that's why it's not as ambitious in terms of gameplay evolution. Why bring in old characters into an unfamiliar system? That wouldn't make sense. Because of this reined-in approach, it gives the feeling of being less important, more of a legacy-style game in the midst of the franchise's evolution. A bit like when Atelier Lulua released after Atelier Ryza. There's something out of place about it, but that's what makes me enjoy it even more. It feels like a protected species or something. It's got all the old trappings of Atelier that you'll know and love, with a focus on long cutscenes, many of which can seem superfluous to the plot of the game. You literally cannot wander around town without triggering some kind of cutscene that has nothing to do with the main story, sometimes not even a side quest. because the Atelier games have a huge focus on character development, character interactions, getting to know everyone and everything about them, seeing all the side characters grow. That is a big part of what makes the game stand out from other JRPGs. They are relentless in character development. Some of the key features of this game, in particular the shop mechanic, which is a bit simpler than I would like. You stock shelves of whatever you want to sell. You can link colors together to increase profits as well as shuffle employees around and decorate the shop to add boosts, but it's nothing super in-depth. And selling stuff alongside doing side quests will increase certain aspects of the town. And this is the simple town building mechanic. Again, it's simple, and I really wish there was more customization, but you can bring the ruins of this town into something civilized and bustling once again, adding new shops, new characters, new quests to take on, and of course, the satisfaction of seeing it all come together. There is a lot going on in this game, and even 10 hours into it, I'm still getting the odd tutorial here and there, especially when it comes to the Atelier itself. The presentation is okay. It feels less colorful than many other entries in the franchise. There are some dour looking places, but I think that's intentional due to the state of the town you live in. It's destroyed and you need to make it better, liven it up. When you're in the field and in some of the dungeons, it does brighten up and look nicer. The voice acting is all in Japanese and there is a ton of it. Playing on the Switch, it runs okay, better than Yumiya and looks a lot better too. It is not perfect though, there can be a bit of jank here and there. In the battle system, especially between attacks, you do get worried the game may split in half. It's okay though, it's bearable. I played the first few hours on my Nintendo Switch, but then I took my save over to playing it on Switch 2, and it runs flawlessly as you'd expect. Still at 30 frames per second, of course, but at no point was I worried about my console melting. Now, in terms of the physical release, well, PlayStation 5 owners, not to worry. There is a standard retail release in both Europe and North America. There is a link in the description if you want to pick that bad boy up. But how about Nintendo Switch? Well, there is no Western physical release on Nintendo Switch, which is worrying, as Koei seem to be retreating in their physical support for the system, and especially with this series. Atelier Yumiya was a step backwards since that did have a North American physical release, but not in Europe. Resleriana is flat out in neither regions on Switch. However, there is a Switch physical release in Japan, but do not buy that one, it does not have English. There is a physical release in Hong Kong too. Do not buy that one either since that also does not have English. However, if you check the links down below in the description and pinned comment, you will see that there is a physical release of this on Nintendo Switch in Singapore, and that one will have English text, subtitles and menus will all be in English, including the cover. It'll be exactly the same as the Western digital release, but this is physical. You can own it properly, keep it forever, or sell it on for pretty much the same price you bought it as once you're finished with it. That is the beauty of physical media, and it works on any Nintendo Switch console. If you want to import a copy like the smart kid you are, then you can do so via the links in the description and pinned comment. I've linked to the correct copy, alright? It can be a bit of a minefield due to many versions not having English, but you can trust the links below. If you purchase from Video Games Plus, you can get it shipped worldwide for free. PMP Games have free shipping to North America and Canada. And Play Asia, if you order from them, by clicking my link, you can get 5% off if you also use my code Jordan2025. Take your pick, and any purchase made via those links helps support me and this channel in the best way possible, and I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. And also, if that information was useful to you, well, subscribe, okay? I am very useful. You may need me again in the future. Overall, would I buy this myself? Yes, I would. It's a bit of a slow start and it still has those trappings of an Atelier game. I've said it feels like a step back, but I honestly think that is a good thing. I like this more than Yumiya. By quite a lot, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. My memories of Yumiya are fuzzy and fleeting, probably thanks to the muddy graphics, dodgy performance, and hyperactive battle system. This feels reserved, poised, and I will remember it much more easily in the future. I like it. I don't think it has the best battle system, but I like that it is turn-based. I really like the alchemy system, and all the other small features like town building, shop stocking, and dungeon crawling really add up to a very nice Atelier game. This is going to be in the shadows of what came before, and probably of what comes next, but don't ignore it, especially old school Atelier fans out there. Are you going to be buying this physically, PlayStation 5, or are you importing a Switch version? Let me know in the comments below, and consider using the links in the description to help support me in the best way possible, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.